Hello everyone, welcome back to the workshop, and today I want to do a small project that's going to help me a little bit with shop organization and hopefully give you some ideas on how to maybe add some organization to your own shop. And of course, we're going to do it using the laser, but we're also going to need to use the table saw on this one. So hopefully this is still relevant to you and you either have access to a table saw, or I will give you some tips on how to acquire some of this stuff without needing the bigger tools. But we're going to be adding some French cleat storage, and I'm going to be making some rails that could be used either as a shelf or just as brackets to hang things such as the laser frame on the wall to get it out of the way. And we're going to be using some of this 1/4-inch Home Depot project panel material. Here you see I've got the cutouts from my material tests, and we're going to use this in the project, use up some of this extra material along with another sheet to do what I'm going to hopefully have as some shop organization. So if this sounds interesting to you and you want to check it out, stay tuned. We're going to jump right into it.
All right, this is a quick look at the parts that we've designed. So these are going to be the side pieces. This will be the top rail and the back rail. So once we put them all together, it will create this bracket like so. And then we'll be able to cut out some French cleats from some 3/4-inch plywood or solid wood. And then the idea is we can take this and place it on to that cleat. I have enough room here that this foot will push up against the wall. The cleat will hold it in place, and we'll be able to either put a shelf up here or use this as a rail for hanging things. So let's jump out to the shop and get this all cut out.
All right, so we have our brackets all glued together. The wood glue is dried, and these are nice and solid together. So the idea here is that this kind of corner hook piece is going to go up onto the wall, slide down, and it's going to catch on that French cleat. So we did rip down this sample piece on the table saw to kind of show you how we're getting that 45-degree angle. So this piece, this would be the wall side, and then all we would do is come down and this hooks onto that, and then we have both the piece being supported back here, but then these feet should also come and rest against the wall so that any pressure then is being added to the wall and not just hanging out there. So now we have this space up front where we could either place a shelf on here and we could screw it in from the bottom to lock it in place, or this acts just as nice kind of brackets to hang other things on. So this should work pretty well for our situation. I've already got a longer cleat on the wall that I've used for other things, but let's go over to the corner there and see how this might work in my application. All right, so we're back here in this corner where I have this cleat that's already up on the wall, and it's kind of in between some wood storage and a shelf. This was a completely different thing earlier and actually had a cabinet up here. But what we're going to do is reuse this cleat and add some of our own storage to it. So we've got our brackets that we made and glued up. We've got both of them here. And the nice thing is we can just hook them on and they grab onto there. And the nice thing about the French cleat system is that if I don't like where it's at, I can just basically move it around. And you could actually make a series of these. You could put different things on them. But for our case here, I'm going to put them up here and space them approximate out. The nice thing is that, again, we've got our cleat anchored into the studs. We're not using any drywall anchors and such, but we can move our brackets to where we need them. So we're going to get these kind of placed approximately where we need them for now. And in this case, what I want to use it is for storing some of my spare lasers. And so I kind of swap out from laser to laser, and I want them kind of available but out of the way. And so in this case, we're going to take our old 10 watt xTool D1 10 watt, and we'll be able to put it up here, and we'll be able to just kind of adjust these brackets so they're kind of at the sides. That way there's not as much strain on this top bar here, and it's going to hold this fairly securely. So this is something you can do with the lasers, but you do want to be careful that you're not going to harm the frame. In this case, with it out in the corners, there's no cables up here, and there's no bars. I'm not going to be bending anything. This is fine. But I want to take this a step further. We're going to add something else. So let's jump back to the laser and do some quick design work, cutting out, and we'll come back here when we're done. All right, and so we got that box kind of glued together, and again, we let the glue dry, and this is going to be fairly strong. We've got the 1/4 inch material, so I think this is, I don't know if I'd want to go much bigger than this without beefing up these kind of corner tabs, but the fact that this is going to rest on this bar should be plenty strong. But they do have their limits as far as their strength. You might want to double these up if you get too crazy with the weight. But again, we should be able to just drop this up on here. It's going to sit on that cleat. And now we can put in some of the accessories. So perhaps our power brick, power cord can stay up there, and maybe the USB cable. We can just keep those together. I just simply threw my logo on there, but you could definitely label it with maybe the laser or whatever you need to keep track of that. And you could put another French cleat on the wall. You could put multiple boxes up there. You could have one for glue. And as a matter of fact, I did a video a few months ago on glue caddies that my friend Chris at A Glimpse Inside has. They've got French cleat hooks on the back of them. You could definitely add those there. And if you don't have a table saw and are unable to cut these down yourself, you can actually purchase these cleats from him. He sells them in packages, ready to go, ready to screw up on your wall. So you don't even need a table saw to do that yourself. So I'll definitely have a link down to his store where you can find a lot of shop organization tools using French cleats. You can buy the cleats from him yourself. Otherwise, if you have access to a table saw, if you got your own or got a friend who has one, they're very simple to make. You just got to put that blade at a 45 and cut them out. So this is going to be nice for me, and the fact that it's flexible, I can swap out lasers, move these around. I can put different bins in. Just a nice idea to help get some things up off of your tables, off of your workbenches, maybe onto the wall and out of the way. Anyway, that's where I'm going to leave this video. I hope you found it informational, and I will have links down below to my Etsy shop where you can pick up these files if you want to play around with them yourself, as well as links to A Glimpse Inside's page where he has lots of information and files and parts and such around French Cleat and other shop storage. It's a very cool shop and a good friend of mine, so check him out and tell him I sent him there. Anyway, thanks for checking this out. I will have more content coming out in the future, so if you like what you saw here, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, do all the things, and I appreciate everything and your support. In the meantime, I hope you can get out in your workshop and make something too. We'll catch you next time.